When I talk about looking at market share and using that ICAP report on the brand analytics tab of Seller Central, this is the sort of thing that you can extrapolate down to a keyword level and understand your
Yes.
market share and chase clicks.
My Amazon guide, the blueprint every seller hopes to find. Professor Pope.
We all know that conversion at the end of the day is really what matters the most. You can have the best PPC strategy in the world, right? But if that traffic essentially goes to waste because you haven't done a very good job to convey the consumer, you're going to lose that trust, and then the brand is not going to eventually grow. So tell us a little bit about what are some things that you've been doing with your brands and yourself personally to really increase that CTR and really be able to get that momentum going and scale a brand forward on Amazon.
So let's first establish how good conversion rates are on Amazon as a default thing. 10%. This is why Amazon PPC is so attractive, because even if your listing is average, you still convert 1 out of 10 clicks. Therefore, if you know conversion rate is already high on Amazon, where should you prioritize your time? And I think a lot of sellers over-index the aesthetics of their listing. Now, I am going to give some tips on how to make the listing convert better, but I like to set this up in a way where I basically say for every one design thing you do, you need to go do 10 traffic things. And really spend 10-to-1 ratio of your time. And the nice thing about this, though, is that click-through rate is the marriage between the two worlds, because when you improve click-through rate, you improve both your traffic and your conversion. There's a correlation and a relationship that's very strong. But it's simply 10 times easier to double your traffic on Amazon than it is to double your conversion rate. So having said that, let's dive into some design tips. So first thing I'll mention is premium A+ content and brand stories have been overlooked for the last 2 years. And if you haven't upgraded to premium A+ content, if you haven't published a brand story yet, you're missing out. And there's some SEO integrations in that design. So I added up what's the maximum number of modules or products you could link just in the brand story alone. Okay, this is the module that sits at the top of enhanced brand content. But the nice thing about brand stories is it's horizontal real estate. And so the consumer is already programmed to click horizontal ads right next to the brand story. So it behooves you, especially if you got 5 SKUs or more in your brand. Let's say you got 100 SKUs. You need to list every single product in your brand story. Why? Because everybody knows putting alt text and SEO code behind each photo is beneficial to SEO because it indexes on Amazon. If you put 96 modules and they all link to each other, 96 times 96 is 9,200 links that you can build. 96 photos being loaded to your brand story times 100 characters of alt text is 9,600 text codes in your brand story. Now times that by 96 different ASINs. Let's say you have 96 ASINs. Okay, now we're at 921,600 characters of SEO code. And that was just the brand story. We haven't even talked about enhanced brand content proper. When we talk about click-through rate, it's really about getting as many clicks as possible. It's about market share. I like to call this the ICAP marketing funnel, ICAP, impressions, clicks, add to carts, and purchases. And for those of you who haven't studied your own brand analytics report, you can go into Seller Central, click on your brand analytics report, and you'll see what I call the ICAP marketing funnel on full display. If you know that you have an impression share on a keyword at 5%, but your click-through rate market share is 10%, that means that the customers are twice as likely to click on your product when they see it as compared to the rest of the market. This is a great indication that you have a good main image and you should spend more on PPC, and you should probably realistically add that keyword to the main image. A lot of times people will add a keyword to the packaging. A lot of times people will add a keyword to the title and all of the other SEO elements we've already established. And if you have the reverse problem, let's say you have a keyword where you have 10% impression share, but only a 5% click-through rate brand share as compared to the market. In that case, you need to work on your main image with a vengeance. I did a main image for free for one of my friends, the Happy Me journal. His original product was a yellow journal and it was for kids, but you wouldn't know that if you looked at it. And so we added a Starburst for kids age 6 through 8. we added the word continuation journal, and we showcased the fact there's cartoons in the middle of the journal right on the main image. And what this did was it allowed the consumer to understand the product instantly. A lot of times people in sales and marketing, they tell, but they don't show. And when you show and tell at the same time, the ability to help the customer understand faster improves click-through rate and it improves your conversion rate because it attracts the right person. They show up, then they're like, yep, this is what I was looking for. If you spent 10 hours trying to fix your main image, run some A/B tests, whether it's PickFu or whatever else, and had the ability to improve your click-through rate by a point or two, that could drastically increase your traffic by 10, 15, 25% overnight.